Let's register our resource into the Glue Backend application. If we take a look here at the Glue Backend application folder, you can see here that we have the Glue Backend application folder and the Glue application for the front end. If we open the Glue Backend application dependency provider, you can see here that we have getResourcePlugins. So we have to register a plugin here in order for our resource to be processed by the Glue Backend application. If we take a look here, for example, at the Picking Lists Backend Resource Plugin, you can see that it extends AbstractResourcePlugin from Glue Application Plugin, Glue Application Backend, AbstractResourcePlugin. So we have to create a plugin also, and in that plugin we have to implement the getType. You can see here that we have to, not only should we implement the AbstractResourcePlugin, but also, to extend, but also we have to implement one of these interfaces. In this case, we have the JSON API Resource Interface if we're delivering a JSON API. And then we have to define this method, getType, getController, and then we have to declare the methods that we're going to be mapping in our request. So let's go back to our application and let's create our plugin. Let's right click, new, and then class, and then we're going to place the class inside the folder plugin, and the class name would be AntelopesBackendApi Resource Plugin. So that's the name of the class, the namespace. We have to map it here to plugin. You can see that the directory is automatically added by PHP Storm. We're going to extend the AbstractResourcePlugin, and we have to choose it from Spryker Glue Application, Glue Application Backend. And then we're going to implement the JSON Resource Interface. Let's click OK, and you can see here that we have the class, we have the AbstractResourcePlugin, we implement the JSON API Resource Plugins, and so let's implement first the getType, and here we return our Antelope Backend API config resource antelopes. Then here we have to return our controller, so we return Antelopes Resource Controller class. And here we have to declare the methods that we're gonna register. As you can see, we have to return a Glue Resource Method Collection Transfer. Let's go step by step and let's add a variable called collection, which is an instance of Glue Resource Method Collection Transfer. And then we're gonna add here set get collection. So here we can call the different methods. For example, we can call set post, as you can see. We can call set get if we're gonna just serve one resource, and we have also set get collection when we're gonna return a collection of entities. So this one is the one that we need because we need to map the collection of antelopes that we have in the controller. And if we take a look at the signature of this method, you can see that we need to pass a Glue Resource Method Configuration Transfer. Okay, let's go step by step and let's create here a Glue Resource Method Configuration Transfer. Let's call it method, so that you can see that here in the method we can configure, and here it would be Glue Resource Method Configuration, because we have to configure the method. Glue Resource Method Configuration Transfer. This is the right one. And here you can see that we have the method set. We can set the action, but the default it would be get. Okay, we can set attributes, and the attributes would be the attributes that we defined as Antelope Backend API Attribute Transfer. So we have to pass the class, the DTO that manages the attributes. So here we pass Antelope's Backend Attributes, Backend API Attributes Transfer class. And in that way, we define the attributes that we should return with that collection. So we have the method, we have the collection, so we have to add the method here. So I did it here step by step so that you could see that we first defined the method collection transfer, then we define a configuration for a method. In this case, we set the attributes that this method is gonna deal with, and then we call in the collection, set collection, and we pass this method. The same thing we should do for the rest of the methods that we're gonna set. So we can just call collection, set, get, and here I'm gonna inline the creation of the method configuration because you already saw how to do it. So I'm gonna add here new, and then I'm going to add glue resource method configuration transfer. And here, then I can call set attributes. And then we could just inline the attributes here, and we can reuse it for every method because those are going to be the same attributes. So we also use it here, set attributes. We can either concatenate the next call, because get collection set get would return this, which means an instance of collection. So the same instance. So we can just concatenate here another set, and then we can call, for example, post, because we're going to manage also the post, and we're going to do the same thing that we did here, because the attributes are going to be the same, because we're going to send those attributes to create a resource. So let's just copy the same here, and we can also do the same thing for patch. We can do it also for delete, because we're gonna be able also to delete a resource, and in this case we just pass an empty configuration transfer because we don't have to set the attributes for a delete method, and then we return the collection. Of course, we could have inlined all these variables here, but I did it this way so that you can see from this piece of code that we have to create a resource method collection transfer, and then we create a method configuration transfer, and we define the attributes for that method. Okay, but we could have also inline this code here, set collection, like we did for get, post, patch, and delete. All right, we have the plugin already here defined. We need to register inside the Glue Backend application dependency provider. So let's create an instance of our plugin. Make sure that the class has been imported. So let's click on import class. And due to the fact that the routes, the Glue API routes are cached, we have to warm up the cache so that the new route is added. The command would be this one, and let's go inside the CLI. Now let's verify if this route is already available. If it's being warmed up, we can execute this command, glue route debug backend -g -c, and let's add docker SDK CLI. And here is router debug. Here's debug. And okay, you can see here that we have the Antelopes resource post with the Antelope resource controller. We have the patch, we have the get, and we have the get collection. So you can see here that we map to /antelopes for a specific entity, then /id, and so on. So let's give it a try. Let's create a request for that. We can take the URL from here, glue backend EU. I'm going to create a scratch file here. I'm going to call it Antelopes HTTP, and then I can define a get method here for our URL. Then we define the content type, and the content type has to be application/VND API JSON. Let's give it a try. And you can see the response here. We already have data, guys. Can you see? So you can see that we have the data tag. We have the ID of the resource, in this case, the Antelope ID 2. We have the type that we set in our code, and the type was antelopes. And you can see the attributes that we defined with the backend API, Antelopes Backend API attributes transfer. So you can see here that we have the ID antelope, we have the name, we have the type, location, age, color, weight, and gender. And you can see here the link to self, and the same goes for the rest of the entities. We have the ID and the rest of the attributes. So just pay attention when you make the JSON call, the get call, that you pass application/VND API JSON and not just application JSON. In this way, it wouldn't work. Okay, you can see that we have a not found response. It has to be VND.API plus JSON. Okay, and then you can see that it works. All right, we were able to create a resource and show our antelopes. So what did we do? So we created a module inside PYZ Glue. The name of the module is Antelopes Backend API. So we have the name of the resource, plural form, and then with the Backend API postfix, we declared a config class in order to have some constants here. Then the dependency provider to provide access to the facade of the module that it is located inside the Z folder Antelope. You can see here business Antelope facade. And then we also created a factory so that we can get an instance of the facade by calling the dependency provider with the method getProviderDependency and then the key that we used to set that resource inside the container. After that, we created also that we place inside the main folder, but for organization purposes, it's better to create the controller folder. So let's create the controller folder and let's place our controller inside the controller folder. Everything should work like before, so let's give it a try again. And you can see that it works. So we created this controller that extends from AbstractResourcePlugin, and we define the getCollectionAction method. And this method, when we register that method, this controller inside the plugin, because remember that in order to register this resource that we're creating, we need to create a plugin. And you can see here that this plugin extends AbstractResourcePlugin, and we also implement the JSON API Resource Interface because we want to support the JSON API. And here you can see that we implemented the getType methods and the resource names is going to be antelopes. We define the controller that is going to respond to that endpoint, and in this case Antelopes Resource Controller. And here you can see the methods that we declare: setGet, setPost, setPatch, and setCollection, and setGetCollection. So by default, the getCollection action, getPost action, getPatch action, and getDelete action are going to be automatically mapped if we don't override the endpoint. But if we wanted to change the method name, we would have to indicate here with method set and then action. We have to specify the name of the action. It could be whatever action we call here, like get action. And of course, this name should be then used as the name of the method. But if we use the default one, we don't have to override the action here in the definition. The same goes for the rest of the definition that we have here: set attribute, set action. We can change everything from the method configuration. You can see set action, set attributes, and we have the getters, get controller. We can also have set controller, so we can set what controller manages that method. It's not enough to declare the controller and the methods here, and to implement the method, we have to declare that controller in the plugin and register that plugin. So now we have here the controller register with the getController. We have defined here the methods for every verb: post, patch, delete, get, and getCollection. And so here's the implementation. With the getCollection action, we get automatically injected an instance of the glue request transfer, and we can have access to all of the data that we're going to see later on, like sorting, pagination. We can get it from the glue request transfer. And we have to respond with a glue response transfer. And in this case, the glue response transfer, we have to set the resources by calling the facade with the factory. We get a collection, and then we can call the getAntelopes in order to have the array of antelopes transfers. Then we iterate that array, and then we create resources from the antelope transfer. Then we set the type of that resource, that would be antelopes. We set the ID, and then we pass the attributes of that resource. And then we add that resource to the response transfer. Okay, so here is what we have, and you could see that it worked. We had a list of antelopes as a response from the JSON API.